Welcome back to Mystic Roots, where we explore the timeless tales of African folklore. Today, we travel into the heart of West Africa to meet one of the most famous tricksters in mythology. Anansi, the cunning spider. He is more than just a character. Anansi's stories have shaped cultures far beyond Africa. But how did this mischievous spider come to own all the stories in the world? Once upon a time, in the land of the Ashanti, all the stories in the world belonged to the powerful sky god, Nyame. Nyame kept these stories locked away in a box, and no one, not even the bravest warriors or cleverest minds, could access them. But Anansi, a small but cunning spider, believed he could succeed where others failed. So, Anansi went to the sky god and asked, "What must I do to have your stories?" Nyame, amused by the tiny spider's request, gave Anansi an impossible task. "If you can bring me 4 creatures, Osebo the leopard, Mobara the hornets, Onini the python, and a creature you hold dear, then you can have all the stories." Despite the impossible challenge, Anansi set off on his quest, determined to win. First, he tricked Osebo the leopard by convincing him to get tied up in a trap. Next, Anansi lured the hornets into a gourd by pretending it was raining and offering them shelter. For the python Onini, he outwitted the snake by convincing it to measure itself against a stick and quickly tied him up. Anansi delivered each of these creatures to the sky god and finally offered up his own mother, to which Nyame was so impressed by his commitment and cleverness, that he released all the stories to Anansi, who shared them with the world. This story shows that even the smallest or seemingly weakest can outsmart the strong. Anansi teaches us the value of wit, intelligence, and creativity, particularly when overcoming adversity. In the Ashanti tradition, these stories are not just for entertainment but serve to impart important moral lessons. Anansi's cleverness is a reminder to use your mind, rather than brute force, to solve problems. This lesson resonates not just in Africa but has traveled far, becoming part of Caribbean folklore, as well as African American traditions in the United States. Anansi's stories have crossed the oceans through the transatlantic slave trade, becoming central figures in the folklore of the Caribbean, the Americas, and even in parts of Europe. In Jamaica, he is known as the symbol of resistance, representing the power of the weak to overcome oppressive forces. His tales have been passed down through generations and continue to be celebrated in festivals, books, and even modern media today. Anansi is the ultimate symbol of the trickster figure, a character who defies the odds and changes the course of history. Anansi has evolved into more than just a mythological figure. His character appears in books, television shows, and comic books. Even in modern-day storytelling, we see echoes of Anansi in Trickster figures like Marvel's Loki or even Bugs Bunny. His cleverness, courage, and wit continue to inspire storytellers worldwide. The story of Anansi is more than just a tale of clever tricks. It's a reminder of the power of wit over strength. Anansi's cunning has shaped African culture and continues to influence folklore globally. Join us next time on Mystic Roots as we dive into more myths and legends that have shaped the world. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep the legacy of these ancient tales alive. Have a favorite Anansi story or another myth you want us to explore? Drop it in the comments below.